Hey, so I wasn't going to post a video this week because I have shit to do, as I told you guys in my last video. But because I am completely incapable of following through on any plan whatsoever, here I am. Also, why the fuck am I posting a video early for once? I don't even know. Maybe if I just give up more often, I'll get more shit done. I can't even with myself right now. I give up. Right, so if you've been living under a rock or been banished from the internet by Lent or something, you probably didn't notice yet the red equality logos that people have been putting up on Facebook as their profile pictures. Of course, as a response to the hearings in the US Supreme Court that are going on right now about the constitutionality of banning gay marriage. And you probably didn't know yet that there's also a backlash happening with people talking about how silly it is that this, which is essentially pretty much slacktivism, is a thing that our generation apparently does now. And you know what? Here's the thing to all those cynical hipsters. We people who did this, who put up our profile pics as the red HRC logo, which is essentially what it is, we know that it's stupid. Nobody actually thinks that this counts as real activism. So please, stop with your straw man fallacy. I mean, we're well aware that the Supreme Justices aren't watching Facebook to see who's got a red profile pic. Obviously, because they're in court, supposedly doing their supposed actual jobs. So, also it's creepy. So it isn't even about that. It's about self-expression, which incidentally does not have to be this whole major thing that is designed to convince the powers that be, or even just your backwards-ass hillbilly neighbors, about the benefits of letting me personally get married to the man who I love, even though that should actually be a thing. I actually think that fight is pretty much over already. I mean, the majority of the country is already convinced, and the courts and the government just need to catch up to that. Maybe, I guess, not the whole gay thing in general, in the same way that some people still think that race is a real thing, completely contrary to the science as we know it, which I think is a video that I want to do in the future. But anyway, I think at least in the very American ideal of letting everyone do whatever the fuck they want, so long as they're not hurting anyone else, because that really is, annoyingly, the most American thing I know. The whole thing, I guess, is just as much of a form of protest as bumper stickers are, or, cheap-ass slogan t-shirts. Which is to say, not really. Also, it really annoyed me when people were complaining and comparing it to the Coney 2012 fiasco, which, firstly, there is no fancy ad campaign for what is debatably a scam charity, because the Human Rights Campaign is a real thing that does real good for real people, so not even the same thing. Also, you know what? It's cool. I don't care that it's may seem like a fad thing that everyone's doing. This, even if it wasn't a mind the sheep thing, it's cool. It's freaking awesome to log into your Facebook and find that so many of your friends are in support of the same things that you are. Okay, so admittedly, at my Facebook, 90% of you guys are teenage homos, but I know that back when I was 13, I didn't have this, and even growing up in a much more liberal New Zealand, I would have loved to have that kind of support for my own community, especially from those people who aren't gay. So I guess part of this is for guys like that, who maybe just need to know, know. Don't get me wrong, I think slacktivism is silly too, but then again, you really shouldn't underestimate the power of a good signal boost. I feel like this whole thing was never about convincing people that they should be on our side. It was more for the people who are already on our side, because they need to come out too, in support of this thing. And yes, they are letting me know that they're supporting me, but they're also letting everyone else know too. And I mean, personally, you know what? My own form of protest in this issue, rather than marching into DC and seizing the government or something crazy like that, My form of protest is that one day I'm gonna get married, and I'm gonna get married to the person of my choice, and it's going to be a long and happy marriage, entirely based only on the factor that should really matter, which is, by the way, love. And I'm gonna have kids, and I'm gonna raise them to be successful and well-adjusted, happy human beings. That will be my fuck you to all the haters, because there is no vengeance more satisfying than doing something they've been told you cannot do. And it just makes me super happy right now that so many people are totally okay, not just okay, they're really gung-ho about me being able to do that. And that's really why I changed my profile pic, and partially why my friends did it too.